How you doing? It's Luke Salisky, Salisky Land Management again. Working on a little project here right by my house. I've had a few days I've worked on it after work. Show you, my house is right up there in the tree line. Parents' house is right over there in the trees. And this is our north fence row property line. And our neighbor that owns this field here, I shot him a message, and I've worked for him in the past on some other properties. Tree line way over there. I cleaned up for him, cleaned up the field edge, and then this field edge here has not been cleaned up in a long time. And the last time they did it, they didn't do the greatest job in the world. Power line company came through. This year is a contract year, so they came through with their big articulating, telescoping pole saw machine, and they cleaned back all the overhanging limbs. And then they came through with their Takeuchi mulcher, or Takeuchi skid steer, with the Forster mulcher on it, and they cleaned up a bunch of this. Now, we always plant clover in there, so I had to go through and clean up all their debris that they left. And you probably can't see it too well, but I cleaned up all their debris and pushed it in piles. And I'll go through and there I'll frost seed clover in that for the deer to eat and to keep the trails nice. And then this was our old fence row here, and it was in line, pretty much in line with this telephone pole. And it came through here, and it went up to this corner right about here, and then it cut over is where this field's property edge came. You see the trees that are short there that the mulcher from the power line cut. There used to be a fence in there, and so I talked to the farmer, and I think what I'm going to do is plant switchgrass all through here. One of a couple reasons. I'm going to do switchgrass in here, that way when we come through here, walk through to go hunting, ride our side-by-side or whatever, if deer are out here feeding, we won't bother them. They'll still feel nice and secure and all that. So and then I'll plant some clovers out in here, frost seed some clovers out in here. And then today's project, I got the mulcher on my skid steer. I came through with my limb saw and have cut some limbs back. But what I've done is I've traded this farmer hunting. There's a finger of timber up here. There's a waterway over here. I've pulled some trees out of it already, some thorn trees that have grown up in there in the last 10, 12 years. I've traded the farmer hunting this field edge and this finger of timber here for the maintenance of it. So basically he doesn't have to come through here, he doesn't have to mow it, maintain it anymore. I get to plant clover and maintain it up this strip here, and then I'm gonna put some switchgrass and some food plot out here in this point. I've got some trees piled up there now. I don't know if you can see it very well through this video or from the GoPro at this distance. It's probably 300 yards away. But up in here I've got this point, and I've got some it's a little over an acre. I mapped it out on Onyx. It's like 1.25 acres is what the waterway is. And then there's a nice against the point on both sides, there's probably 30 feet before I have it cleaned up, that I'm gonna plant clover, frost seed clover in there, and some orchard grass and some bromes and stuff like that. That way the deer like it. They come out of the neighbor's block of timber here. They come out and they come in, they bed in this finger, and they bed in this waterway quite a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double check with the farmer, make sure it's okay before I do it. But I want to drill in about, I want to do half of what my grain drill is, so that'd be 5 feet, and do a 5-foot perimeter of switchgrass around there, and then put my food plot inside of it. That way they still feel secure in there, and then they'll go in there. So that'll be another video. But for right now, it's just gonna be me mulching, cleaning this up. And you can see it pretty much, had a 6 foot, and the only reason I had this 6 foot worth of grass from the timber to the field edge was we like to come up here and ride around in the summertime. The kids ride on the side-by-sides. So I've come through with my mulcher and just mowed this strip and maintained it. So Yeah, so the next thing we know we're going to do is we're going to get the mulcher and we'll start making progress on this, cleaning this up. So that's what we're getting at. So. following up on a project I've been working on here by my house. Just kind of hitting it whenever I have time. It's something I traded the local farmer for. Got this fence row here cleaned up. It was pretty rough. Had some old fence posts in it that weren't doing so great, and it was starting to fall over, and it was actually coming down onto our property, onto our grass strip here. So cleaned all that up. I'm gonna smooth it up as the weather allows. I'll get the disc in here and work it up. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to put switchgrass in there. So that way when we walk to our deer stands through here, if there are any deer out in the field here, they won't see it. And then over here, the fence went roughly right where I'm walking. And then there used to be a couple of trees right in here, and I took the tree puller and ripped them out. This is the property line for this field here, and this property. The property line goes right up through here, actually right with this tree. You can't really see it, but there's a fence post back in there. And then this is for this property here, but ours comes up into on the other side of this, all this debris that from the mulching. The power company, it came through, and I don't know if you can really see it very well, but they trimmed back all the lines from the power company, from the power lines, all the limbs and everything, with their big pole saw. And then they brought their mulcher through and mulched it, and they left all the debris. So I pushed all the debris up into a pile, and the mice and everything will love it. And the deer will be able to bed around it. We'll put some grasses in front of it, some tall grasses. What I think I might do is put like some tall grass in here, and then do some like pasture grass back behind it. Maybe give the deer something to bed behind, get out of the wind, different directions. And then I gave them a spot where they could walk in and out. The deer naturally like this spot anyways, for various reasons. The neighbor's property is pretty thick. Walk in here, and I don't know if you can see it very well or not, but the neighbor's property is pretty thick. And then they can cut this corner and then go out in the field. But I figured I'm gonna come in here with a chainsaw a little bit and clean this up, and then the deer can bed in behind here. Give them different spots where they can get out of the wind, you know, and be protected and all this. And then the spot that I'm in right here, I think I'll do this in some switch grasses. I don't know, so I'm gonna try some. I've got some big blue stem. I've also got some, what do I got? I got some RC switchgrass. So I think I'm gonna try to do all this back in here and all that stuff. We'll see how that goes. So if it doesn't work, I'll burn it, and then I'll try something again. So a lot of trial and error, see what's going on. This up in here is already in some grasses. I think what I'm gonna do is frost seed it. In our local co-op, I get what they call a hay beef pasture mix. It's got some orchard grass in it. It's got some bromes, stuff like that. And our deer like it. It becomes palatable. It's got four different varieties, 4 or 5 different varieties in it, I think. And it becomes palatable at different times. So I think I'm gonna do that. So I'll plant a lot of this stuff here that's not gonna be switchgrass. Will be in that brome, and then, or in that orchard or pasture mix with bromes and orchards. And then you can see it up here. I took my mulcher and my limb saw, and like this thorn tree, I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna cut it up for firewood. I didn't want to mulch it. A couple of trees I pushed down, then I'm gonna cut up, and I shoved over. I'm just gonna cut up for firewood. This tree here, it'll be cut up. This locust, I'll cut it for firewood. And then, I don't know, I believe that's a little oak of some sort. I'm gonna cut it for firewood. The farmer wants them gone. So, and then I've got another little locust right behind it there. I'm gonna cut those out, cut them up for firewood, and still plant my grasses through here. So the deer are using the crap out of it. You can see the tracks, they're in here. I've been hitting this, I don't know, I hit it probably 3 or 4 nights after work working on it for a couple hours here and there, nothing crazy. Getting it going. So like where I'm walking right now, I think I'm still going to do it in that pasture mix. So I'm going to try to plant a bunch of different varieties of stuff in here. I'm just going to frost seed it all and see how it works. And I've had real good luck with the pasture mix frost seeding it. I've had very good luck with clover frost seeding it. So we'll get that going, see how that works. I've got a little bit of work left to do up in here. Actually, where I'm standing right now, I don't know if you can tell, but like that mulchy, that debris is in here. It started raining last time I was up here cleaning, and I didn't want to tear up the field. And they were supposed to come in. They were supposed to come in that day, or you know, pretty soon, and try to get some anhydrous on this field, but weather hasn't cooperated. It's only been dry for a couple of days, and they're calling for 6 more days worth of rain here. So it's what's today? Today's 22nd of December, so they're calling for rain through the middle of next week, I believe. So yeah, so we'll see. I'll get this cleaned up as I go. It's not a project that's super important. It's just something the farmer and I worked out, and just kind of hitting it as time goes. And it's going to be, I traded him the work here for being able to hunt on this field. So the deer come up and down through this trail quite a bit anyways. And then this finger of timber over here, they like to hang out in there. And I'm going to do some more, and I'll walk you up there here in just a little bit. But I'm trying making different pockets of different piles of stuff so the deer can get in there and behind it. I'm just trying to make wind blocks. This is a big oak that's been down for a long time, so I just kind of shoved it around, trying to make spots where deer can get in and out of the wind as much as possible, and all that. Trying to make some bedding habitat, possibly for some fawning habitat. I don't know if this will really work for that, but if it does, it's great. If not, they give them options. So definitely try to get them a lot more food. Not a lot of people around here do food plots, so we're some of the only people that do. So we try to do as much for the deer as we possibly can. So I'll walk you up here and get you an idea of what I'm going to be doing on the rest of it. I'll show you. This is kind of the timber. It's just a neglected timber all through here. A lot of briars, a lot of dead and dying down trees. It's got some mature trees in there. Mature white oaks, mature red oaks. There's a big white oak. I don't know if you can see it very well. A big white oak right there. It's definitely got a lot of hickory in it. A lot of shagbark hickory, some pignut hickory. Doesn't have a whole lot of walnut, but it's more of it's a mass producing timber. So yeah, and then it's got a bunch of cherries, and the cherries, a lot of our cherries are dying. We're losing them left and right. I don't know why, but we are. So yeah, so they come out in through here a lot, and they'll filter out into the beans. There's a lot of beans for them to eat out here in this field. And then they'll use it as a travel spot too. A lot of times, so our property that's not our house, but it's the neighbor's house. But our property's all through here and then through here. And a lot of times we'll be hunting in this field over here, and these deer will come out of this finger right here, and they'll come up in this swale. And I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a kind of a natural swale in this field right here, and they'll cut it at an angle through there. And there's another waterway over the hill you can't see, and then they'll get in that waterway, and they'll either filter out over to the old railroad tracks over here where nobody hunts. Same farmer, same landowner as this field right here, but nobody hunts it, and it's like 20 feet deep. It's super thick, so they get in there, get out of the wind, or they'll come out into our pollinators. We have, I don't know, 18, 19, 20 acres of pollinators. Neighbor has like 12 acres of pollinators just to the west of us, so they'll filter out through that way. So I've got my plan on this finger out here. I got on onX once I talked to the farmer, and he told me that I could clean it and hunt it and maintain it and do whatever I want. So up in here I'm gonna start planting clovers. Got with our local co-op, they've got a real good clover blend that does good under drip lines. So as you can see right here, this is predominantly red oaks. Through here, red oaks and shagbark hickories. Through this little spot right here, I got a big mature red oak, or white oak, I'm sorry, right there. A couple big shagbark hickories all through here. So this is going to start in here over to there. I'm going to do clover right on this inside corner, and I'm going to do clover on the other inside corner on the north side of this finger. And that'll be, I can't remember, I did it on onX, and I think it was like a quarter acre, something like that, for just these chunks of clover. Now from here where I'm standing to directly on the other side of the finger, mirror where I'm at, and including this little grass waterway in this finger out here, which it comes out this way, and then you can't see it, but it goes up that way, and I'll walk out there here in a little bit. It is right at 1.25 acre and a half, if I remember right. I got it. So what my plan is to do clover right where I'm walking. All up into here will be clover, and a lot of times they'll come out of this draw, then predominantly tills their ground under pretty hard. So that's another thing as well. So, but yeah, so this was our main scrape tree. Obviously, you see, it's almost Christmas, so it's gone cold. But this whole area here, I was getting, in all honesty, I was getting probably 3 or 4, 5 different bucks on it every night, checking it out and scraping on it and peeing in it and everything. So it was pretty hot. So that's what prompted me to talk to the farmer and talk about trading, and it worked out pretty good. So his son doesn't want anything to do with it, so it worked out pretty well. So this is a different farmer's field here. Same people own the timber that's up in there, and it's real low up in there. It drops like probably 15 20 feet up in this corner, but a real thick edge here. I had considered talking to this farmer too. I don't know if it'd work too well, but worst he can do is tell me no. But the deer will come out into here, you know, obviously before he turned it under. He didn't turn it under till Thanksgiving or so, so this was still just a cut cornfield at that point in time. So the deer were out in here quite a bit, and a lot of times we would see them, they would cut right through here and go out into the finger, and then go out, either go to the railroad straight away or go over that way. So but yeah, so anyways, this is just an update. I had started the video showing the fence row, showing the field edge and all that. I've done probably about 6 hours worth of work cleaning up right now up to the south side of this finger that I just got done showing you, pulling the trees out and stuff like that. So I've still got some stuff to do, but I got to wait on the weather to cooperate for that to happen. It's a little soft right now, so I figured it'd just be a good time, and it's not raining yet. It's supposed to be raining here in a few hours, so it's a good time to make an update and go from there. So we'll yeah, I'll keep you going as I get going and get this project going. I'll probably take some videos of frost seeding. I don't know if I'll take any more videos of me doing the physical work itself, but I'll probably do like frost seeding, working it up, planting switchgrass, planting food plots, stuff like that. So yeah, hope you like it. If you do, you know, I do stuff like this all the time, so if you do, hit that subscribe. If you've got different ideas, stuff that you've done that might work better, you know, throw them in the comments. I'm all about learning. You know, I learn everything through the School of Hard Knocks. So I try something, if it doesn't work, I won't do it again. I'll change it up and try something different. So yeah, I'd love to learn from you guys if you got anything different. So thank you. Have a great day.